This just in. Flash. Attention, Mr. and Mrs. America on all ships at sea. Nerd Radio is taking the country by storm.
This is Nerd Radio.
Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Nerd Radio podcast. Wherever you get your podcast, as part of the B-Pod Studios Network and recording live in Checkpoint XP's Twitch stream on Wednesday mornings around 11:30 at twitch.tv/CheckpointXP. I'm taking James' job away from him.
Nailed it.
Also, you can find us online at Nerd Radio 101. That's where you can find us on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube if you want to check out past shows. And yeah, let's get started. My name's Chuck Bean. I'm your host, joined by Mr. Al Beck. Say something, Al, so people know what your voice sounds like.
No.
Well, that's enough. Also joined by James.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And we are, you guys just want to get out of here.
I
know,
really
because,
do.
Yeah, you guys got a 4-day weekend? Shh. Maybe.
We are live, Chuck. We are in the studio. Duh.
I'm sorry, of course.
Man.
But we have...
Going to do a whole live show tomorrow without mentioning Thanksgiving once.
Right.
I mentioned it a lot today.
Yeah. We done.
We didn't want to mention it too much. On the day of, you won't be that guy.
Right.
That's exactly what they'll be expecting.
Yeah.
Get enough gobble today.
Yeah, they're like, I'm so sick of hearing about Thanksgiving.
So it'll be all dicks and buttholes.
Bah humbug to Thanksgiving.
Because when I think about Thanksgiving morning, it's dicks and buttholes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's nothing to do with parade floats.
What are you getting up to on Thanksgiving
Yes.
Day morning? What's your traditions at your house there, Chuck Bean? He wakes up, he's like, Thanksgiving morning. Time for dicks and buttholes. I don't know whose is whose or what's going in where, but
It looks like that scene from the Dewey Cox movie.
oh,
guys
you'll
remember
have
that
to
one?
refresh in
You
my
remember
memory.
that one where he's on the phone with his wife or something like that, and the rest of the band is like he's sitting on the floor and everybody else is naked, and they just keep walking by with full frontal male
Okay,
nudity.
yes, okay,
over
I
and
do
over
remember that
again.
scene, but I didn't recall it in this context. I just remember, you don't want to do weed, Dewey. You don't want to do this, that, and this, or you don't want to do cocaine, Dewey.
It's cocaine.
Yeah.
It makes you bad feelings into good feelings, Dewey.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare. That was on my list of movies that wasn't on streaming service. Like I would have to rent. So every time I'd go to Disc Replay, I would look for the DVD.
Ah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That was one I'd want to go back and see, but then when I finally do go back and see it, I'm like, I don't know why I wanted to go back and see it.
Oh, yeah.
It's
just one of those movies I haven't had access to in a
I
couple
got you.
years.
Yeah. I mean, I love John C. Reilly. He is hilarious.
Yeah.
But like Dewey Cox didn't do it for me. I had a stoner friend who's like, you got to see the Dewey Cox movie. You got to see the Dewey Cox movie. And I'm like, okay, I'll see the Dewey Cox movie. And as I'm watching it, I'm like, that son of a bitch. I think he's trolling me right now.
Yeah.
Because I've laughed maybe 4 times, and most of the times I laughed was when they're like, "You don't want to do ecstasy, Dewey."
I never remember that comedian's name, but it's all about the drug.
Is it Tim Meadows?
It is Tim Meadows.
Okay,
Thank
yep.
you. It's all Tim Meadows, and then the Beatles scene because they've got like
Oh,
Jack
yeah,
Black
yep.
and the other guys doing the Beatles. And
Yes.
it's just
Never
ridiculous.
saw it. And
Jack White is Elvis.
I
Yeah.
will say on the opposite end of you, James, I don't find John C. Reilly very funny.
No,
I really don't. I think he's a great dramatic actor.
oh, he's very good at dramatic.
Like that
acting,
guy
too.
is amazing. Like in Gangs of New York, he was awesome. But I don't find him funny.
Yeah.
Although he was really good in Stan and Ollie. I didn't even realize that was him as a comedy
Of
team
course, he
from the
references
30s.
a movie that
A
takes
movie about
place back in Al Beck times. But he's hilarious as Dr. Stephen Brule on Tim and
Jeez,
Eric.
oh man,
This is I find John C. Reilly just
he's
hilarious.
great as Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, I love him as Wreck-It Ralph.
Fantastic as Wreck-It Ralph. Though it does blow my mind when I saw the Wreck-It Ralph movies. It does blow my mind that Sarah Silverman has such a role in that movie when she's such a filthy comedian.
Oh, I know. And she made it into a Disney movie. Yeah. I think
Oh,
it's
my
Disney.
goodness.
I don't know. It's
Well,
French Disney.
We're here to talk. Yeah, it was Disney. I think
Okay.
Disney Pixar. We're here to talk about some nerd stuff, and while we're talking about stuff you can watch, let's talk about The Mandalorian because it's been a couple of weeks as we've all been
Yeah.
watching The Mandalorian. How
Al's
you guys
caught up?
Yeah, you said you last week you were. Pretty much
I
all
am
caught up?
still caught up. Yes.
Awesome.
What do you
Yeah.
guys? What do you guys think of this season so far?
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I think the story writing is getting better. I think they've got it mastered, like the story arc, enough to give you take you on that emotional roller coaster ride where you're excited and then you're also a little nervous. What's going to happen?
Right.
And then they leave you with almost like a cliffhanger. Like, oh man, I can't wait to see what's going to happen next week.
Yeah.
And they fit it all within that 45 to 60 minute range. Like they have the rhythm of the show.
Yeah.
nailed.
Yeah. You would think too that like it's almost formulaic in the way that like they introduce a new character and he or she is going to end up kind of being a pal for the Mandalorian for whatever job he's going to do on this particular mission, and then there's probably going to be some tension between the two and they might turn on him, but at the same time I'm surprised that I can still constantly be worried that something is going to happen to Baby Yoda when I should know
Yep.
they're not going to do anything to that kid.
Yeah. I got to say, I've been enjoying the hell out of it. But, James, you said something today on the morning show that had me cheering down in the other studio.
It's about Baby Yoda?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a controversial statement. I'm over Baby Yoda.
Really?
Like, I'm over. They are moving Baby Yoda around too much. Baby Yoda no longer is the cute little baby, whatever kind of alien creature Yoda is.
Right.
Like, to me, it's a puppet. It's a stupid puppet. They need to put some more money into some sort of special. They're moving him around too much. Like, I'm like, it's obvious that Baby Yoda is no longer an actual living creature. It's some sort of
the magic is gone for
It's
you.
a highly advanced creature from Chuck E. Cheese that they have now put into the Disney Plus streaming service. So I'm over to the Baby Yoda now. So.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it myself because you said that on the show this morning, and I didn't want to steal your thunder. But
that's fine.
You said that, and I have had a very similar thought.
Well, I'm glad I'm not alone.
Yeah, you're not alone. I don't dislike the Baby Yoda. I'm not annoyed by the baby. It's nothing like that.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying get rid of Baby Yoda.
No. It's
don't move him
fine.
around
It's
so much.
fine that it's still there. But I like this whole like he's not the reason to watch the show. He's just sort of there. You know what I mean?
He is the reason to watch the show.
So yeah,
He's
to me,
super cute.
he's not like he's just
No, dude, I'm tuning in now for the Mandalorian himself.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I think
he's a
it's-
badass, but I'm like, this guy is a real badass mofo.
Yeah.
I want to be him.
Well, like that's the episode where they're transporting that creature with its eggs, and Baby Yoda.
I was going to bring that up.
Keeps eating the
Yep.
eggs. I'm like, I would shove it out the airlock. The kid. Like, are you kidding me? I told you no, and you did it anyway.
Yeah.
Right out the airlock.
He's a baby. You
But
don't
I also
know.
don't know. Like, so now he understands the Mandalorian. Like, he understands. They speak the same language now. Because I assumed before Baby Yoda was just a baby.
Yeah.
Right. So he's telling them, to do stuff with different colored wires.
Yeah.
Suddenly, this creature knows colors too.
Yeah.
He knows he's helping with spaceship maintenance.
Well, I feel like they're kind of leaning into it too, because when they first season, they knew this thing was going to be cute. They knew people were going to enjoy the child, but they didn't. There was no way of knowing it would have been the phenomenon that it turned out to be.
Sure.
So now I feel like they're like steering into it, and like it's like getting a little gratuitous to me. So I don't know. But that being said, I still don't mind the Baby Yoda. I just don't. I don't care.
We've got some fire in the chat right now.
Is that right?
Damon Koenig says, if you airlock Baby Yoda, would it crush the ship in its final moments with the Force?
I mean, if he realizes what's happening, it might be able to.
That's a good question. And Jay Moore in the chat said, note to self, don't allow Al Beck to babysit kids. He's not afraid to throw them into the depths of space.
I know. How do they trust him with his nephew? He mouths off playing Grand Theft Auto one too many times. He's going to kick him out in the middle of the winter.
Yeah, exactly.
You're on your own, nephew.
He spent all of my fake money, that kid.
He's going to fire him into the middle of the street. Just like, you're done, kiddo.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I actually greatly appreciated that specific episode with the frog lady and her eggs and stuff like that, because all the problems in that episode were because Baby Yoda wouldn't stop eating things.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. But it also, I think it shows, the balance of the Force, maybe he could go good or bad.
Yeah, exactly.
He probably doesn't realize it's bad that he's eating these potential, babies.
I saw somebody on, I think on Twitter say that he's an invasive species.
Yeah, Baby Yoda?
Yeah.
I believe it.
yeah.
Because he eats everything.
Yeah. And he has another character now in Star Wars that definitely thinks with his stomach.
That's true.
Not just Chewbacca
Absolutely.
anymore. But that being said, though, I am loving the hell out of the second season. I really liked the first episode. I liked the deeper dive into the Tusken Raiders. And I loved Timothy Oliphant.
Humanizing Tusken Raiders. Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
Because Amy, when our power went out a couple of weeks ago, she just pulled up her tablet and started watching Star Wars movies.
Nice.
Until the power went out. But she was watching the first one, and I'm watching the original Tusken Raiders in episode 4 and being like, now they have like a society and they're sympathetic, and like in the first one they're just like, nope, they're just wild men that live out in the wild.
Savages.
Yeah, they just try to kill anything that comes across them.
And I chose Tusken Raiders because of that meme.
Al was telling me about this funny meme.
It's not my joke.
Okay.
It was a meme I saw years ago. and it's a picture of Sir Alec Guinness, and he's talking about the Sand People, and then like the next one is, it's like, Jesus, Ben, it's Tusken Raider, you racist.
When Al told, I think I laughed for a solid 2 minutes when Al told me that about that meme. I was like, oh my gosh, that's too funny.
I never really thought of it that way. That's hilarious.
Like, Obi-Wan was a racist, huh? Racist against Sand People. You think he's just this innocent, sweet old man trying to teach you the ways of the Force? The light side of the Force?
Right.
But no, he really just has a deep.
He's a little racist.
Yeah, you get him around for Thanksgiving dinner and the racism comes out. Just calling Tusken Raiders Sand People.
Yep.
What's it referring to the Hutts as,
Yeah. Oh,
Slug
God.
people.
Maybe.
Yeah, that was one of the things I noticed too, that when Amy was watching, because she watched Rogue One into Episode 4, and I don't know if you guys have seen that particular kind of Twitter exchange too, but the idea, Rogue One adds to Episode 4 so greatly in that Rogue One ends with Darth Vader chasing down Leia's ship from the planet after they've gotten the plans, and then when you get to Episode 4, they catch the ship, and she's just like, I'm on a diplomatic mission to Alderaan, blah, blah, blah. Like, it makes his rage so much funnier. Because he's like, I just followed you. I've been right behind you for a half an hour.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't try and pull that on me.
And what does make it funnier, it really is like a parent catching their child in a lie.
Really
That's exactly what it is. I didn't do it, Dad. It was him.
Right. It's like, I watched you do it.
Yeah. Drag him right to the airlock, I'm telling you. You get results with the airlock.
Now I really want to play Among Us with Al.
I'm Al Beck for the airlock.
He's going to be calling emergency meetings and just chucking people out the airlock every other minute.
And every time I'm the imposter.
Yeah, exactly.
You have somebody looking sus? Lock him in the airlock.
Right?
Somebody acting sus? Lock him in the airlock.
Get him out of here.
Chuck's AFK, get him out of the airlock.
Anybody that just gets on your nerves,
I-
lock him in the airlock.
I had to take a phone call. That's funny, but it's really true because when I play Among Us, if somebody is just like not voting or just like, in the chat, just like trying to figure it out, I'm like, you're taking way too long. You're out. I'm voting for you. Get out of here.
You're sus. Yep, you're too quiet.
You're too quiet, yeah. But I was taking a call from my doctor.
No, it doesn't matter.
It wasn't good news.
Yeah. It turns out I have rectal cancer.
You can have
That's too bad.
Well, you probably don't need to play. We'll just lock you out.
yeah. Go have rectal cancer in space.
Yeah. I hate you guys.
So did you guys notice upon first viewing the newest Star Wars character in the latest episode? T-shirt guy?
No, but I just saw a meme of that today, and I didn't catch it in the actual episode. I do want to go back and see if I can find it.
Yeah, it's the Game of Thrones Starbucks Cup moment of the Mandalorian. There's a scene where they're walking past, they're walking down a hallway, and you can see a guy with a watch and in a T-shirt and jeans, just like in the back, just kind of from here over.
Oh, really? I missed it.
Just standing there, and already there's people online that are cosplaying him.
Oh, really?
My favorite was somebody had already done up a Photoshop of what the figure would look like, and it's just half of a figure.
That's what I found.
T-shirt
That's
and
what I found
jeans.
today. I'm trying to see if I can find it. It was on my Twitter feed a little while ago.
There's a guy in one of the early, I think maybe like first 3 seasons of Next Generation.
Yeah.
That's on the bridge of the Enterprise wearing khakis.
Oops.
Yep.
That is maybe one of the only things about Star Trek that does bother me is that everyone wears the uniforms.
Mhm.
Like you barely ever see people that wear, whatever the normal clothes are for that, unless they're civilians on the ship.
Or Troy.
Yeah, well, yeah. What is that about?
I know.
Why does she get to wear normal clothes and everybody
Because
else
it's
has to wear the
skin tight.
uniform?
Shape-fitting clothes is always in style.
Although, I don't know. I did like that scant she had in the first season.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, while we're talking about streaming stuff, especially on Disney Plus, WandaVision finally has a release date, and it is January 15th. So that means we're going to have gone pretty much an entire year without any Marvel Cinematic Universe stuff because Black Widow still not out, probably not going to come out in December.
Yeah.
We didn't get any of our movies and stuff like that. Feels real weird after it just being a part of.
Yeah, it was a yearly thing. Like every
staple.
summer or every winter, you knew.
You got 2 or 3 Marvel
Yeah.
movies every year, and then you'd have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or you'd have something on the TV that would relate to them,
Yeah.
and then to I mean, there's plenty of other things in 2020 that's been very weird, but very weird to not have anything Marvel.
Well, like I was thinking about this earlier this morning. It's the first time in a long time we're not going to have like a Star Wars premiere that we do with the radio station.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought of that the other day too. The fact that like, oh man, there's no, I mean, we knew it was coming because they said, yeah, we're not after the Rise of Skywalker, we're not doing any Star Wars movies for a couple years.
That's unrelated to the pandemic, but it still feels kind of weird because we've been doing that. I got used to seeing those damn movies with all of the people from work. You know?
Yeah.
It was almost right before we start a holiday break, or
Right.
we'd take a break for Christmas time, and we'd go see the movie. And now we just go on break.
For better or worse, you don't have to hang out with your coworkers that last day before you go on break.
Yeah, there you go. There's the silver lining.
Yeah, they do. Hall Gaming in the chat saying they are putting Wonder Woman 1984 on HBO Max though.
Yep.
When it comes to the theaters in December, so that's fairly interesting. Animaniacs also just released in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, they just come out like last week.
on
Is
Hulu?
it on Hulu?
Yep.
I have not checked it out. I wasn't a big Animaniacs guy.
No.
I enjoyed the show. The theme song was stuck in my head because it was always on TV.
Yeah, and it's
after
very
school.
catchy.
Yeah, and I know I've seen some stuff. I don't know if this is where you're going with it, but they've pissed off the Johnny Depp audience.
Yes, they have.
They have some sort of a parody of him, and that made me laugh.
There's been a couple of jokes in there that, because they're trying to do what Animaniacs did back in the 90s and be kind of timely for when the show is happening. Like in the original theme song, they would say, well, Bill Clinton plays the sax. Well, that's not, that doesn't work now in 2020. So that line has been changed. And some of the jokes, it's weird because it's indicative of the times we live in. Some of the jokes land and you're like, that's funny. And then some of the jokes are like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. There's definitely an orange person with blonde hair in quite a few episodes.
Okay.
So I'm sure that's not going to fly with some of the audience. But yeah, they had a joke. I think it was right in the very first episode where they're making fun of Johnny Depp. And the joke, the auditory part of the song, that's the joke, says something about instead of sequels, why not make prequels? But the posters in the back were like something with Johnny Depp and then Johnny Depp to Johnny always lying or something, which they thought was in reference to his troubles with Amber Heard. And that's why people are against it. The voice actor said that it was actually taken from a children's poem called Lying Johnny. And that's why they weren't actually trying to take a dig at that.
Even if it's not, though, even if it's directly about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to let my feelings get hurt by the Animaniacs.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Like Johnny Depp,
Come
okay?
on.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's him. It's the fans.
Yeah.
But goddamn, the internet, man, like everything hurts our feelings now.
Yeah.
Shut up. Don't watch it then. You're like, stop. I hate the internet so much.
I've got a couple of episodes. It's not bad. I'm in the same boat as James. Like, it wasn't my favorite show, but
that was right in my wheelhouse. Because I'm a little bit younger than both of you guys.
Yeah.
And Animaniacs was big for me.
of course it was. Yakko was Groucho Marx.
Yeah, exactly. I love the WB singing frog as Al Jolson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
Yeah, but yeah, but I have no interest in a reboot of it. I could see myself, for nostalgia's sake, watching some of the old episodes from the 90s that I used to watch.
Sure.
Or like the old DuckTales, but I have no interest in a reboot of a children's show that I watched.
So Pinky and the Brain and
Well, that was the one complaint I had about it, is every episode, at least out of the 2 I've watched so far, every episode, the first segment is Yakko, Wacko, and Dot.
Yeah.
The second part is a Pinky and the Brain.
or the
cartoon.
Goodfeathers.
That's the problem. It's all Pinky and the Brain and the Warner Brothers.
Oh,
and
okay.
sister.
So there's no Goodfeathers.
There's no Goodfeathers. There's no, what was the...
Was
what
Elmira a part of something too?
Rita and Runt aren't in it.
Okay, that doesn't ring a bell, but I thought there was a chick, like
She was from...
a real annoying...
Yeah, she was from Tiny Toons Adventures.
Oh, Tiny Toons. Okay.
Yeah. Which I'm surprised we haven't gotten that back, too. But yeah, it's if you're a fan specifically of Pinky and the Brain and Yakko, Wacko, and Dot, and there's some fairly adult humor in there.
Is there?
Yeah, absolutely. I was watching an episode. It was the second episode last night, and the Warner brothers and sister are like Greek gods, and they're smiting. I think you would know it. You would know it immediately. But it's like a retelling of that old movie. What is it? It's not War of the Worlds.
Clash of the Titans.
Clash of the Titans. Thank you very much.
Look at that. He knew it.
See, and you were wondering why you were here. You're my memory for stuff that is far, far in the past that I can't remember.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a retelling of Clash of the Titans and
Perseus and all that.
Right. Dot pulls something as she's like, that's not the only trick I've got underneath my toga. And then Yakko just looks at the camera and says, "Good night, everybody."
Oh my. Oh my.
Yeah. But there's a couple of those which are pretty funny. Just missing, Slappy the squirrel and the good feathers and stuff. It's unfortunate. But if you were a huge Animaniacs fan, I'm sure you're glad it's back. The thing at the beginning, I think they played it in the preview where it's Jurassic Park.
Okay.
With George Lucas or Steven Spielberg. That part is really funny. So yeah, Animaniacs is back. And while we're talking about cartoons, I was telling you guys last week about that DuckTales show. They had the scene where they were feeding the ducks.
Mm-hmm.
They have introduced Scrooge's sister.
Oh, he's got a sister now?
Yeah, Matilda McDuck. And if you're a Doctor Who fan, this is big news for you because, as I've mentioned before, Scrooge is voiced by David Tennant, who was Doctor Who. Matilda is voiced by, hold on, let me find it. I had it right in front of me. Michelle Gomez, who was the female version of the Master in the last couple of seasons.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really kind of funny how they're really going for like the Doctor Who.
Yeah, a little hidden ripple. Yeah,
with this DuckTales fan group. But they've got Ben Schwartz and Danny Pudi and Bobby Moynihan all doing the kids, and it's a fun show. It's worth checking out. And speaking of Doctor Who, we do have a Christmas special on the way. Did you see this, Al?
No, I did not see that.
Yeah, and they're bringing back Captain Jack for the Christmas special. John Barrowman.
I feel like we saw him last season, didn't we?
Yeah.
I feel like we do because he was a little like he met the female doctor for the first time.
Yep, he showed up there, but he revealed on social media that he had filmed some scenes for Revolution of the Daleks.
Okay.
I think that's no, that was the one he was in during the season. I'm sorry, I'm looking at.
Does Doctor Who have a Christmas special every year?
Yeah, typically.
Yeah,
Okay.
they tend to try and do something cool.
And is it like just a storyline that revolves around it being the holidays, or
Yeah.
does it have some
Usually,
sort of like religious, like time travel element involved?
No, that's usually, it always happens around Christmas, and sometimes though there was a particular one where they had Nick Frost play Santa Claus.
Okay, the guy from Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
The bigger guy.
Yep.
From that Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For those who don't know.
Yeah, and Nick Frost played Santa Claus, and the doctor was like, "Santa Claus isn't real." And he's like, "Oh, I am," which was really kind of fun. So yeah, there's.
I didn't know if this is like all the people from the Doctor Who, they have a Christmas special and they're like, "Hey, I'm the so and so. I play Doctor Who and this is so
one
and
of
so.
those.
We're just gathering around to spread some holiday cheer." Like, well, let's check in with some other random character, and then they check in with somebody else.
It's an episode.
And it's
Yeah.
a dialect or whatever. It's like, "Hello, I'm a dialect.
Have
Happy
yourself
holidays.
a good Hanukkah.
Yes, I have been converted.
Exterminate.
Yeah, I have been converted to, instead of exterminate, I excrete eggnog. Who wants some fresh eggnog?"
He's excreting it.
Yes, it
he's
excretes
got that
from
little
my gun thing.
That little whisker.
Yeah. Finally, yeah.
Well, thank you for some clarity, because I'm like, Doctor Who Christmas special. Maybe I can learn some stuff about Doctor Who and watch it, but I'm like, no, I would just be watching a Doctor Who episode
Yes.
around the holidays.
All right, well, let's take a short break. Oh, by the way, speaking of streaming stuff, Netflix, December 30th, second season of Transformers, War for Cybertron, Earthwise. But we'll be back
Let's take a break.
with more. We've got some gaming news to get to, and we've also got some. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. It doesn't matter. We're gonna edit all this part out.
Yeah,
because you went and killed it with all that Transformers crap.
This tease is blown. We'll be back.